Hi, I'm Nikki.
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Jamie.
And this is America's Asses, a gal cast. Hey, welcome to America's Asses. We're a MCU-centric podcast by women for everybody. Right, ladies?
Yes.
Absolutely.
See, I didn't forget this week.
This week? You mean like 3 days ago?
It's fresh in our memory.
Did you look at? Did you actually just refer to your notes?
I did, and I made it even bigger and bolder.
Nice. I love it.
Yes.
Perfect.
I have a lot of notes. This was a really good episode. So we're going to be covering WandaVision, Season 1, Episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall. Wanda wakes up and she looks over and Vision's gone. And there's hexagons everywhere, all over her bed, all over his pillow, but not her pillow. Her pillow had like this swirly thing. Wanda's being interviewed in a modern family or office type of way. Wanda then says to her interviewer, look, we've all been there, right? Letting our fear and anger get the best of us, intentionally expanding the borders of our false world we created.
She admitted it.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Then it cuts to mass chaos when she's expanding the hex. And all the sword people are running and screaming. And then it cuts back to Wanda. And she takes her covers off. And she's still in her costume from the Sokovian fortune teller costume.
That's definitely like waking up hungover. Like, really? I didn't even get out
Slept
of
in
my clothes.
the same clothes.
I fell asleep in my clothes from last night.
Hungover? That's called being a mom. Shit. I took a shower today, the first time in like 3 days. It was lovely. I had a 15-minute spot between classes today.
Nice. Hey, you take what you can get.
Exactly. So I think she's feeling a bit guilty, maybe, about her fit of rage for the night before. She might be feeling just a little bit guilty.
Yeah.
Billy and Tommy come into her bedroom while she's in bed, and they're complaining about how their game controllers continuously shift between the Wii, GameCube, Atari, before they turn into
Uno cards.
Yes, before they turn into
what
Uno
the hell are
cards.
these?
I am cutthroat at Uno. I do not let my kids win.
Oh, God, no. You got to teach them the right way. You don't get a participation award.
No, you do not. You have me draw 4. Reverse.
Precisely. There is no mercy.
Nope.
No mercy. The boy child cries so bad. And I tell him, listen here, punk, you beat me at Scrabble all the time, so shut your trap. As punishment for her reckless evening, Wanda plans to take on a quarantine-style staycation, which, hell, we've
been doing that for a year. Come on.
Well, welcome to our world, Wanda.
Right?
Yeah.
See, even in her fantasy world, you can't get away from it.
I know.
It's fucking everywhere.
Yep.
The whole day, just to herself, Wanda says, that'll show me.
Yeah.
That'll show me. Yeah,
sure.
All by yourself for the day.
Of course.
You know what? I want a quarantine style staycation in my room by myself all day. That's what I want. As Wanda tries to make herself a bowl of sugar snaps, it's a little tip of the hat to Thanos there.
Yeah, don't you think we've had enough snaps?
Yeah, right?
I know, right?
Like, seriously.
And also, there's a clown on the cereal box.
Yeah.
And all of the sword agents just turned into clowns.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
When she expanded the hex.
I'm telling you, this has so many subtle.
Everything means something.
So she's trying to pour herself a bowl of sugar snaps, and she gets the almond milk out of the refrigerator, and she looks, and the almond milk turns into whole full fat milk. And then there's a kid on the carton, like in the 80s. Then the milk turns into a milk jug.
The bottles are changing with the eras.
Exactly.
Yeah. So did either of you think that the missing child on the milk carton was like foreshadowing that Billy and Tommy go missing?
I did not think about that, but that makes very good
Could be.
sense.
Yeah.
Could be. I had never thought about it though. But yeah, that makes sense.
Everything means something.
Yeah, absolutely. In this case, I wouldn't doubt it. And then there's the Wanda opening, and it's exactly like Happy Endings. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it.
No, I had to look it up because I didn't know what that was. I kept seeing that pop up,
Mhm.
through, looking into this episode. And I'm like, what is that?
But it's
Okay.
also, I mean, they're showing all of the, different things that say Wanda, but there's nothing about Vision until the end, where it just says, WandaVision. But I mean, that's also kind of foreshadowing because Vision's not really key player in this episode. It's more focused on Wanda. So
Yeah.
it shows that, like, even just in the beginning, like, all the other ones were both of them and being together, and now that the dynamic has changed, we're just focusing on Wanda.
Well, yeah, because this is all about her and her depression, coming to terms,
Her journey.
her quote journey. I hate that fucking word. This journey. This isn't The Bachelor, okay? We don't go on this journey.
I love it.
My support group today, we're obviously doing chats and stuff. This one lady was like, my weight loss journey may come to an end today. I had a piece of pizza. I was like, so fucking what?
Oh my
Eat the fucking pizza.
Eat the fucking pizza. All right. I don't even know where I left off. Wanda opening.
Yeah, we were talking about cereal, the snap.
No. We were talking about the Wanda opening.
Opening.
Yeah.
Where it was like Wanda, and I said it was mostly Wanda
Oh,
stuff,
yeah,
not
yeah.
Vision.
So yeah, it was a culmination of Happy Ending, which the Russo brothers produced before they went to the MCU. The music from The Office and the WandaVision title from Modern Family. There's a series of signs with Wanda's name on them. And then there's one that comes to a license plate that has Wanda's name on it. It has a bunch of numbers on the top. And the numbers are 12, 28, 22, which is Stan Lee's birthday.
Yes, I did have that.
It's a nice little touch, a nice little tip of the hat to, a legend. And even though he can't have his traditional cameo, they're going to put it in somewhere,
That's perfect.
Yeah. There's also a ransom note kind of slide in the opening that says,
like how creepy is that?
That's super
and it's
creepy.
just like mixed in there really fast.
Yeah, it says, I know what you're doing, Wanda.
I think it was like Vision's note to her.
Do you think? Or do you
I think so. It's in their house and he's not there. So I was like, I think he left it for her.
Oh.
Maybe.
I could be totally wrong, but that's just what I
All right. You have theories. It's good. It's good. So it ends on calendar. And instead of a month, it says WandaVision in the Modern Family font, the black on white, or the white and red on black. But we don't know what the month is, but there's a heart over Friday the 10th.
Which I was a little confused and I couldn't find that much on that because in the first episode, we saw that the heart was over the 23rd.
Right.
Did either of you find anything about the 10th?
Nope. Nope. Not a single thing. I was hoping you would. You're the numbers lady. You're the issue lady.
I kept going into it and I was coming up with nothing.
Yeah. So 8 miles outside of Westview, Hayward assembles a sword retreat with his remaining units. Hayward tells his staff to prepare. We're launching today. Whatever, dick nut. But okay, so I want to know, did you guys see when he said this, the agent that was standing next to him rolled her eyes, but like in reverse. it was like glitchy.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
No, I didn't notice that.
So I did a little digging. There's talks that is really a scroll.
What?
Ooh.
Yep. She's really a scroll. Talks, we cannot elaborate,
Well, hot damn.
but it might make a lot more sense in the last episode.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hmm.
So yeah, her eyes rolled like backwards. It was glitchy. Cut to next scene. We are all over the place this episode.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
it's
We're
everywhere.
all over the place. So next scene, waking up in a field, being reabsorbed back into the hex by Wanda's expansion. Vision finds himself in the middle of a traveling circus, and he immediately recognizes Darcy Lewis, Dr. Darcy Lewis, from his attempt to escape from the hex. They had eye contact. They shared a moment, you know?
And she's like, what are you being all creepy about talking about eye contact?
Yeah. She's now playing an escape artist, and Vision is just dumbfounded when Darcy doesn't even recognize him. He tries to remind her, but it sounds like he's hitting on her, and she's like, I'll take a pass.
No,
She's
and
like,
then she was like, all right, but I'm ordering the lobster.
yeah. That's what I do.
At least you got a good meal out of it.
Yeah,
Get
right?
me a fillet.
You know what I used to always say? Hey, a girl's got to eat. That's what
Oh, I have never ever been one to be like, I can't eat in front of him. I'm like, let's get an appetizer. I'm gonna get a steak and let's get dessert.
Yeah, me too.
Or you could order on your last not knowing blind date, and you go on a blind date and you order frog legs.
Who did that?
What the fuck?
My mother.
What?
I said, who orders frog legs on a blind date?
Did
I was
your
like, you're lucky he did not run and be like, what the hell is wrong with this chick? And
That's
she's never eaten
hysterical.
it ever. She never ate it since.
has
Like,
she,
then what would compel her to eat that then on a date? First
That's what
date.
I asked her. And she's like, I don't know. I wanted to try it.
No,
That's
you
Yeah.
just time
stick
for
with
experimenting.
something you
but
like or something
whatever.
you know. You
It
don't want to
worked.
end up with the shits.
Exactly. But hey, it all worked out. So
Billy, what was that?
I have ice water.
It was so cute. Billy asked where their dad was, and Wanda says, well, if he doesn't want to be here, there's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, she's depressed. When Billy and Tommy asked their mom what Uncle P meant when he said, it's not like your dead husband can die twice, she disowned him.
she's like, that man is not your uncle.
Yeah, she completely flipped like 360.
Don't
Yeah.
listen to that man. He's not your uncle.
Just like a mother, she threatened them by pointing the remote at them. I mean, just like my mom with like tongs, kitchen tongs, like, you shut your mouth, young lady, because that's what she had in her hand at the time.
Wooden spoon,
Whoa.
whatever. Hairbrush.
But I got a lot of soap in my mouth.
Yeah, me too.
I got my mouth washed out.
Joy was the
lot.
best. I liked Joy. Lemon Joy was my favorite.
No, we just
Sad
had
when you have a favorite flavor of soap.
the soft soap. I just know what soft soap tastes like.
Yeah, I was a really good kid, so I only got grounded like twice.
Really?
Oh, I never got grounded.
Yeah,
I
I
got-
was, like I said, I was a really good kid. They lucked out with me.
I was
Yeah, what they know.
Well, I was gonna say there's a lot of things they don't know, and it's better off that way.
Exactly.
You're smart
exactly.
about it, is what it is.
Right.
You're smart
Oh
enough
my
not to
God.
get caught.
But so I look back and I'm like, how did you not know this, that, and the other? But I ain't saying shit.
Nope.
Right? Not yet. Wait till they're like really old and they can't hit you.
Well, and I don't have to worry about it because they don't know how to use anything, so they can't listen to a podcast.
You know, my mom said, she goes, I'm really proud that you're doing this, but I tried to listen to the first half hour of the first episode and I'm just totally lost, but I'm proud
Okay,
of you.
Mom.
Like,
It's okay,
Oh,
Mom.
well, at least you tried.
yeah, she tries, she tries. So Wanda then tells the boys how she doesn't have the answers. And she's like laughing through the whole thing. I don't have answers. I just don't. I don't have the answers.
Well, she's like going through like a mental breakdown.
Yes,
Right.
she is.
This episode is a hot mess, Wanda.
Yes, it is. She has some really good lines in this episode. As she's being interviewed, she says, "So maybe I went a little too dark there, but they'll be fine. Vision's made out of vibranium. They literally inherited tough skin."
I love that.
Yeah, that was great. Of course, Agnes arrives in the nick of time, of course. Wanda just
Always.
uses her magic and just opens the door. Wanda has to convince the twins to go with Agnes. She's like, go, I'll be fine. Just go.
Right. Agnes is like, I'll watch the boys and
Yeah.
you know, you could have a day to yourself. And
Yes.
Wanda's like, oh my God, please. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
thank
a
you, thank you."
lifesaver.
Yes.
She goes, come on, boys. Agnes goes, come on, boys. I don't bite. Cut to her in the interview going, I actually did bite a kid once. So Wanda's all by herself and she's just trying to watch TV and she notices objects, furniture, plants, things. Everything in her house is changing according to time period. She's so confused and all she can say is, I'm fine. 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 It's like Mrs. Hart just keeps repeating it over and over and over again. Or it's the fact she keeps repeating it in different ways so she can convince the viewer that she really is fine or convince herself that she's fine.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. It sounds like she's trying to convince somebody that she's fine.
We've
but we
all
know
been
she's
there.
not.
Yeah, we've all been there. Yeah. Elsewhere, Monica Rambeau and Jimmy Woo are driving down the road looking for a Waffle House, drinking them some wild turkey. So they're driving down. Have you guys ever seen? Yeah, I knew you guys wouldn't laugh at that. I'll explain it. I'll fucking explain it. You need to expand your horizons. That is from a show called Mystery Science 3000. Did you ever hear of it?
I've actually heard of that, yes.
Sounds familiar.
It's been around for
A while.
30 plus years. It is a magical show. I love it. Always have. It's one of those shows you put on at night and you've seen every show, so you just fall asleep to something familiar. It's like
You don't have to think about it.
Exactly.
You don't have to
I love this show so much.
follow along. Yep.
Mystery Science 3000 and Forensic Files. There's nothing sweeter to calm you down to sleep like Forensic Files. Sorry. Elsewhere, Monica Rambeau and Jimmy Woo are driving down the road, going to her contact person. So they made it out of, they were not consumed into the hex. So that's good. Jimmy Woo is reading the email that Darcy sent them about cataract and learning that Hayward was unsuccessfully trying to bring Vision back online. They were just like, Hayward, God damn it.
Douche.
He's such a douche.
Seriously.
So they meet up with Monica's contact, and I'm sad to say it was not Reed Richards,
Oh, God, I know.
but it was Major Allie Goodner. She brought Monica Sword's most heavily armed space rover. They were theorizing that it would be able to safely penetrate through the barrier and just get through and not have to worry about her DNA being altered anymore. I have a theory. So hear me
Okay.
out. Now, this isn't going to play out for years. Definitely not this series, but I think they're laying groundwork here.
Okay.
Goodner seemed very loyal to Monica and Maria Rambeau. Do you think that she and the rest of her crew could be the rest of the, quote, astronauts that Hayward said didn't even report back? Instead of not having the nerve, they just hate Hayward and think he's a complete douchebag.
I can see that.
Right?
Or going back to your other theory, are they Skrulls?
He might be. They might be. I wouldn't put this seriously.
Everything means something.
Yes.
I would not put it past them. So now we jump to Darcy and Vision at the circus. With the help of a mime distraction, she goes, "Oh, look at the mime," and she's like, "Oh no, you can't bend that way. You're was it your neck?"
Your tray. He was like, "Oh, the mime's tray's too heavy or something." She's like invisible
Yeah.
tray.
Yeah. And so Vision proceeds to awaken Darcy to her true personality. When an entertainer for the circus, I think it was a strong man, calls Darcy up for her routine, the two hijacked it out of there, taking the funnel cake and escaping. They're like, "Nope, we're out of here." So
sorry, agent double booked us.
Yeah, sorry.
Gotta go.
Gotta
Bye.
go. Bye. Back at Wanda's house, she is startled that everything keeps changing around her, from her decor to the stork returning.
Yeah.
Wanda has no clue how it's even happening. While being interviewed, Wanda says, "I don't understand what's happening. Why it's all falling apart and why. I can't fix it." Then the interviewer says to her, "Do you think maybe it's what you deserve?" Oh man. And then Wanda says, "What? You're not supposed to talk."
Yeah.
Oh. And then we go to commercial break.
Oh man, the
I
commercial.
feel like that commercial. I feel like that commercial break came early.
It did.
Like it was like all of a sudden I was like, "Wow, that was fast to have a commercial." But then what was it last week?
It came super late.
It came super late, and this week it was super early.
Yeah. I think they just put it where they can put it, you know?
Yep.
No rhyme or reason.
Yep. But everything means something.
Yes, it does. This week's commercial has the same cast in all of the other commercials except for the cartoon one. We were introduced to an antidepressant called Nexus, which may in itself be reference to the comics. In the comics, Wanda herself acts as the Nexus for the multiverse. She is the converging point of all the various realities in the multiverse. The drug says it can allow an individual to anchor themselves to the reality of their choice. Side effects may include feeling of feelings, confronting your truth, seizing your destiny, and possibly
more depression. Yes, sign me up.
So I have a tidbit also,
Good.
though.
Go for it, because I have stuff too.
The nexus of all realities, that's actually where Tony found Jarvis in Avengers Age of Ultron. That's where he was hiding.
Oh.
Yep. That was one of my tidbits.
Yep.
Nice.
Because I remember them mentioning that. And Age of Ultron was like just on TV the other day. So
All
right. So I have two tidbits.
Okay.
When you see Nexus, the drug lists an ingredient at 10.3%. So the number 103 is back, which is directly linked to the comics. Comic issue Avengers 103, which is "Hello, My Old Friend." This is a repeating issue number in the series and points towards a Pietro Wanda tale, which we know in this episode they're kind of at odds.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I thought was super interesting, Nikki, you kind of alluded and touched on it being Nexus. In the comics, they have introduced Nexus beings, which, like you said, have the ability to shape their dimension. It's a known fact that Scarlet Witch and Vision are, in fact, Nexus beings. However, the Nexus beings are closely watched by the Time Variance Authority, and they monitor the timeline. And in the trailers that are out for Loki, we see him in a prison jumpsuit with the letters TVA on it.
Yes, I had that too.
Get the fuck out.
I had
okay.
TVA, but I didn't remember where that fit in.
Mhm.
So
So
thanks,
can
James.
I just interject
Anytime.
here? I am
Yes.
so flipping excited about this Loki series.
Yes.
Loki or Loki. I don't care what kind of Loki he is, or just Tom. But there's something about him.
He is so dreamy. Even though I saw him from a distance, he still
He is so
tap it. Add him to the tap
add him
it
to
list.
the list.
We can't add him to the tap it list till we cover him.
True story.
Yeah.
But he's already on my list, so
Oh,
I'll
he's
vote for
on.
you.
We should have when we do. Oh, okay.
We need to post it. Each of our lists.
TM, tap it list. We have a tap it list on our website. Mark it down. Tap it list. A running tap it list on our
Send
website.
myself an email. That's how I remember things.
Okay. And if you have to ask what tap it list is,
You don't belong here.
so the commercial's done. We're at Agnes's house now. Billy points out how unusually quiet Agnes is on the inside.
Oh yeah.
Really
Eerie.
Yeah, very eerily. He liked it there. He goes, I like it here. It's
quiet.
quiet here. You're quiet on the inside.
Aww.
Yeah. When Tommy asks if their mother back home is all right, Agnes attempts to comfort the twins. Oh, she's the best mother. She's a super mom, just trying to. And then she looks at the camera with this.
Like
She goes,
yeah, okay,
how do
she's
you?
great.
She goes, how do you? Yeah. She goes, how do you tell these beautiful angelic children that their mom's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
Yes.
Now we jump back to Monica. She's boarding the rover. Whoo, this one. She's boarding the rover, and Monica prepares for re-entry of Westview. As the vehicle collides with the barrier, it's red. First of all, it's red.
Mhm.
Monica and Goodner discover that the barrier's density is matching the vehicle, leaving it unable to penetrate the hex. Monica is prompted to escape once the reality overrode the rover and started to turn it into an old truck. Monica escaped with her life. She she unplugged her oxygen, unbuckled her seatbelt, and jumped out of the roof just in the nick of time. And she fell hard. She fell hard. And then this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Monica looks at Jimmy and she's like, I got this, Jim. He's like, no, like, Monica, no, wait. Go. And she takes one more look at Jimmy, and Monica assures him that she'll be fine and she can breach it. She throws her helmet on the ground, and using her body, she pushes through the barrier. And it's just resisting her, but she is going through. All along, she hears voices from her past. She eventually emerges back on the other side of Westview with a heightened vision, and the radiation drastically changed her DNA. She has blue eyes now.
Yes.
But now here's the... all right. Did not realize this at the time. Did not realize this until today when I rewatched it. I have a question.
Okay.
Will she be photon or spectrum? I'll tell you why. You think spectrum?
Spectrum's actually her superhero name.
But then she changed it to photon. So this was my question. After emerging from the barrier, Monica's clothes was black and white, like Spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I am the only one not in the know. You two are like, yeah, that's old hat.
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, up until this episode, I thought she was going to be Photon.
Right. But no, now you think it's Spectrum.
I feel the way that they showed what she saw, how she was seeing the town, like the electricity and, how everything was like bluish purple. I think it's kind of leaning towards Spectrum.
Right, because she's now able to see like the different forms of energy, which I feel is more Spectrum than Photon.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, she never changed her things. She just changed her name. I wonder, I got to look into that. Like, how did she change her name to Photon?
Yeah, how did she go from one to the other?
Yeah,
We'll have to look into that.
we'll look into that. All right. So I'm sure we'll find out sooner or later, right?
So do we want to
Darcy-
take it back to the, and go back to the actual rover? Because I do have a tidbit about the rover itself.
Yes. Go
Okay.
for it.
So on the rover, the numbers 3-89 are on it. And so I found two different tidbits. One is referencing a comic, which is West Coast Avengers 42, which was from March 1989, so 389.
Okay.
And the title of that comic was One of Our Androids is Missing, which anytime something goes into the hex, it changes or goes missing. And then the other one that I found for 389 could be Avengers issue 301 from March 1989, which is the
Okay.
Fantastic Four and Avengers mind. It's the Fantastic Four and Avengers mind control issue.
What?
Which I mean, talk about relevancy,
right? Oh man, maybe we're reading the whole Lieutenant Goodner. Maybe we're reading that all wrong. Maybe Reed Richards sent Goodner to Monica.
Maybe. I mean, I was really holding out hope when I first watched this episode that he was going to show up, because with this episode, having nods of The Office in it, like what better way to freaking bring out John Krasinski?
Right?
Yeah.
I'd tap that.
Yes.
I even wrote it in my notes talking about John Krasinski, and I wrote next to it, tap.
Man. Well, that's just fascinating. That's fantastic.
And then I also thought it was cool that, as she was going through the hex, you had said that she hears voices from the past.
Yeah.
That the voices were Carol and Nick Fury, and how it said, like, learn to glow like your Aunt Carol.
Yeah, I did read that.
Which I was like, oh,
or I heard that.
It tugs at the heartstrings.
Where's Nick Fury coming in at? With Loki, right?
Supposedly.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, ladies?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's it for now.
All right. We'll move on.
Not yet.
Darcy. Okay. Darcy explains. So now we jump to Darcy and Vision. Okay. So Darcy explains Vision's entire life to him, because he doesn't know. He has no memories, right? So he doesn't know. Darcy explains to Vision that he was Tony Stark's AI assistant Jarvis, his birth as Ultron's creation, and then ending with the death at the hands of Thanos. And Vision began to ponder the reason why he exists now, but Darcy, having observed that, WandaVision program for the past few weeks, told him, listen, you are a synthezoid that Wanda belongs to. You two are madly in love, and there's nothing you can do about it. So then they want to return home. So they're trying to drive home. And they come to the intersection. It's the only red light in town. Literally the only red light in town, and it's red and it won't turn. Then it turns green and they're gonna go, and then here comes a road crew to fix the traffic light.
Convenient.
Yeah.
Right.
And then in a confessional video, Vision suggests that Wanda's doing this to keep him away from home. He's wondering, well, maybe she's doing this because she doesn't want to keep us home. I mean, there's rain and it never rains in Westview. The traffic crew leaves and they're like, finally, we can go. And then this caravan of kids come walking by and they're like,
get out of my way.
So we jump back to Monica, and she just barges right into the Vision residence unannounced. And she tries to warn Wanda about Hayward's agenda. At just the mention of Hayward's name, Wanda is like, get out of my house. And they're just, she's trying to talk Wanda, be like, I am on your side. And it goes outside onto the front lawn. And she's just telling Wanda, Monica's telling Wanda, you need to listen to me. I am with you. And Wanda accuses her of lying about the armed drones and about Pietro. So Monica informs Wanda that Hayward will destroy Westview just for the sole purpose of eliminating Wanda. Agnes then carries Wanda away to her house, telling Monica that she's overstayed her welcome. And Monica's like, you need to listen to me. And Wanda goes, don't make me hurt you. Don't make me hurt you. So it's gone from campy comedy, not campy, but it's gone from definitely a comedy to something more serious at that moment. Jump back to Vision being interviewed, and he's just reflecting on all the information that he just received from Darcy. And he just loses his patience. He's like, I got to get to my wife. And as he gets up, he hits his head on the microphone. And it shows Vision just really pissed off. And he just flies out of the car. And Darcy says, so I'll meet you there then? Back to Wanda. Wanda sits down and Agnes is going to make her a cup of tea. And Wanda notices the odd nature of Agnes's home with the Wiggles, I think it is. No,
Yo Gabba Gabba.
The Yo Gabba Gabba. My kids weren't into that. That's why I don't know it. But like, so she notices there's this Yo Gabba Gabba on. There's kids half-eaten sandwiches. There's a bug on the curtain. And she asks,
Senator Scratchy's in the corner just eating his food in his cage.
Right. Yeah. She goes, where are the twins? And Agnes says, oh, they're probably playing in the basement. As she gives this sly look as she says it from the kitchen. So Wanda goes to the basement and surprise, surprise, it's a gothic lair. It is dark with dark vines that glow purple. And
Not creepy at all.
Not creepy at all. It was creep-tastic. As she's exploring the basement for the kids, Agnes, quote, Agnes, walks in and reveals to Wanda her true identity, which is...
That was a drum roll. That was terrible.
There you go.
So
Agatha
much better.
Harkness! Woo!
Finally!
We all knew it. We all knew it from the get-go.
Yep.
She says, Wanda, you didn't think you were the only magical girl in town now, did you? Oh,
what?
I know. The name's Agatha Harkness. Lovely to finally meet you, dear. And then the best song, we thought, WandaVision, WandaVision. We thought that was fantastic. Wait till you get a load of Agatha all along. Oh my God. Throughout the whole time in Westview, Agatha's been manipulating the talent show, enthralling Herb at the Hedge, sending Pietro to Wanda's house. That was her, not Wanda.
Who's been messing up everything.
It's been Agatha all along. So she's been manipulating everything. So her encounter with Vision on Halloween night, and Sheik's the one who killed Sparky. Oh,
That's so sad.
So what'd she do? Poison him, or did she like?
I don't know, but it sounded very like Wicked Witch of the West. Like, I killed your little dog too.
Yeah, I did. Now that you say that, yeah. So I have a little tidbit here.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah. So we get a brief glimpse of like a leather or a skin bound book.
Yes.
That was shrouded in magic. This book is known in the comics as the Darkhold. And it was seen in Ghost Rider. Terrible movie. Oh, let's remake it with some good actors. That's what I'm saying. Same thing with V for Vendetta. But anyway, I digress. It was seen in Ghost Rider and also seen in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So there's your tidbit.
Okay, but the book is glowing orange.
Because of the magic.
Okay, but whose magic? Because in everything we've seen, like when Wanda uses her powers, it's red. When we see Agatha, it's purple. This is orange. Is it my question? Because I had a question for clarity. Is this someone else playing a role in this
Whose
whole
magic is orange?
I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah.
So I'm asking, is there someone else that has a hand in all this?
Oh, I don't know. Is there a third person?
I don't know, because in the comics, Agatha wasn't like a sole villain. Like she ended up being
Neutral.
neutral in Scarlet Witch's
Mhm.
mentor.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was like, ooh, who possibly might be vested in putting their hands into this too?
Mephisto. Hello, he's the devil.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is his
But his
magic orange?
I was just gonna ask the same question.
I don't know. Let me ask Mr. Big. Mr. Big,
Yeah, honey bunny.
is Mephisto's magic orange? You know how Agatha's is
Yeah,
purple?
sounds good.
You don't know?
I'm red. I just always know him as like red.
He's red because he's a devil.
It's not the devil. He's
A devil.
no, he's probably what like in our folklore. Given that universe is probably what our folklore is based on.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. I'll be out in a minute. All right. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Maybe
All
it's
right, we'll have to
something
look it up.
Yeah, exactly. We'll look into that.
We'll look it up.
Questions for clarity.
Questions for clarity. All right. So let me see where I leave off. All right. And then the last thing I have is the post-credit clip. Monica's snooping around outside Agatha's house. She opens up the hatch and she sees the lair. And she opens it up. All of a sudden, Pedro comes. Pedro comes up behind her and says, "Snoop is gonna snoop," and then it's over.
So I have a tidbit on that,
All right.
along with a couple other ones.
Oh, me too,
Okay.
me too. Go
Um,
for it.
Yeah, we'll do tidbits first. So, what are your tidbits?
So my tidbit for that scene, when Monica opens up like the storm doors or whatever,
Mhm.
you see that her eyes are purple. So
Yeah.
since Agatha's powers or magic is purple, I think she's controlling Monica and Pietro, fake Pietro.
Pietro.
And this is also the first post-credit scene
Right.
through the whole series.
Yes.
Finally.
I know. We've been spoiled, ladies.
Right?
Yeah, that helps to make the transition from like the sitcom esque of the first 6 episodes more toward a MCU,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
because that's what we're so used to in every MCU movie. So that
Yeah.
was a cute little touch.
Very good. Yeah, it
Um,
was. You know, now that you say that, that makes complete sense.
So are we continuing with tidbits?
Yes.
Okay, so I feel like I read personally how I feel, and then I read something that said that the magic that was taken over in the basement is kind of like Yo Magic, like the commercial from last episode,
I read
where
that
it's like
too.
feeding off of Wanda's powers.
Oh.
So where I had mentioned last week where
Oh.
like the shark is, feeding off of the
Yeah.
little boy's powers or whatever.
Yeah.
Or not powers, but
Energy.
eating energy. There you go. Yeah. So
That's good.
that's how like the basement was. And then obviously the Agatha all along, the logo is for the Munsters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's another sitcom.
Yeah.
And then my last one was in the comics. Agatha had a son, and his name was Nicholas Scratch.
I read that today.
So maybe Senior Scratchy is actually her son.
Right?
So, and in the beginning, I was like, what does Senior Scratchy mean? And we're like, oh no, it just probably doesn't mean
Yes,
anything.
I will
but
give
now
you that.
but now we know because everything means something.
Yes.
Yes.
That could be a nod to her son in the comics.
Yes, I will eat my words, Alyssa. You
Yep.
can say I told you so.
Everything means something.
Very good. Very good.
So those are the tidbits that I
All
found.
right. I have no tidbits.
Oh,
Jamie?
I have a few more.
All right.
When we see Monica and Jimmy in the sword truck,
Yeah.
when they roll up to meet their aerospace engineer, there's a number 354 on the truck. And that could be an Avengers nod to the issue that features the Grim Reaper.
Oh.
And there's a character in there called Simon Williams. And Simon Williams's brother is actually connected to Vision.
Oh.
And Simon Williams's brother was actually connected to like Vision's brain, because Vision is a thing, not a being.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that one was interesting.
That's very interesting.
I was like, oh man, that was a whole lot right there. Oh, and then in this episode, in a lot of the episodes, actually, we've seen a lot of like number 82s or 82 being incorporated in things, especially with the license plate earlier.
Yeah.
It delving into the number 82, there's a reference to the creation of Monica Rambeau in 1982, and the first Vision and Scarlet Witch also came that same year.
Okay.
So that all happened in 1982. So like the creation of Monica Rambeau, and then Vision and
Nice.
Scarlet Witch, which they all kind of collide in WandaVision. So that was kind of neat. And then the only
Good.
other tidbit I had was about the Yo Gabba Gabba being on in the background.
Ooh, okay.
They're singing Jumpy Jump.
Yeah.
Which when you read more about like the Nexus and things, they talk about the Nexus being like a multiverse like jump point, to jump
look
from
at
like
you.
one reality to another.
Look at Jamie doing the deep dive.
I kind of really enjoy it, guys.
You're good at it.
It's like nerd research.
All right. Is that all you got for tidbits? That's fascinating. That's really cool.
That's all I got. That's all she wrote.
All right. So I've got some answers to I've clarified questions for clarity here.
Okay.
Is Pietro there? I went to the Reddits. Let me tell you, I had to fight with those fuckers. Here we go. Is Pietro?
Don't engage.
So I don't. I just get pissed off at these people. Like they're. I'm like, are you stupid? And then I'm thinking to myself, we're talking about a fictional place and time. Like, I'm an idiot too. All right. First question was, is Pietro there because of Wanda or another person? We know.
Now we
Agatha
know.
all along.
Now we know.
Agatha
Now,
all along.
do Wiccan and Speed ever switch their powers? I couldn't find anything to answer that. I couldn't find any storyline, nothing. But I got down this big, deep rabbit hole about Billy in the Young Avengers, and it's flipping awesome. So much so, I need to get the series. I need to start reading it because it is Loki's in it, like young Loki.
Oh, okay.
Billy, and Billy is gay. Like the premise is just so awesome. I love it. So I'm going to try and acquire those, and then I'll give them to you when I'm done.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. So then the next question is, so there's no answer. I don't know if Wiccan and Speed can switch their powers. I don't know. Next question was, how is Hayward tracking Vision and the rest of the population in town? So I went to the Reddit, like I do with everything else, and we had a variety of answers. One was they're tracking his vibranium, but if you recall, well, we'll find out next episode. I'm not gonna ruin it, but one of the answers was that he's tracking the vibranium, but that doesn't explain how he's tracking the citizens, right?
Mhm.
There's another explanation was there's another powerful person in the hex from Sword that planted all the technology that they needed.
Maybe it was
Which
the beekeeper because we don't see him anymore. Like maybe he's
You
like
know-
now like
Oh,
secretly
yeah.
undercover doing, Sword's work still.
Mm.
Yes, that is really a very good point. I didn't even think about that because the next one was somebody has suggested either Dottie or Herb really work for Sword
I'm gonna be
because
pissed because I love Herb. I think I just like his name, but
Mhm.
whatever.
Herb.
Oh, Herb.
they said, you never see Dottie among them as like a group. She's always like by herself. And I'm like, well, no, not really, because there's that whole scene at the pool, but
Right, the garden
whatever.
party.
Right. So, but I like the beekeeper angle. That's a good angle. That beekeeper's coming back in some form or another.
Yeah, I mean he's
somewhere in the
already
MCU.
infiltrated.
Yeah, he's somewhere in the MCU. He is somebody, and that scene is going to come back in something. All right. Next question was Agatha said, all is lost. What is lost? I couldn't find anything on that. So I think we should just,
Chalk it
well,
up
now
to
we know,
acting.
actually, to be honest, we know she was faking it all along. So she was
Yeah.
just,
She was
so we
playing.
did answer. Yeah.
She was chumming it up.
Yeah. Just trying to ham it up for Vision. All right. Then what would happen if Pietro stepped out of the hex? Girls, I wanted to pull my hair out at some of these answers. So there are theories. Unfortunately, we can't discuss them till episode 9. We will come back to this question again in episode 9.
Okay.
I'm going to put it in my files. And the last one was, did Agatha say she just moved in the neighborhood? I got nowhere with this because at this point, when I was going to go back to episode 1 to rewatch it, my daughter was ready for bed right then and there, and I did not get a chance to pick this back up. So just watch episode 1 and figure it out.
Solid answer.
Solid
Works.
answer. So that's what I got. So so far I've written down 2 questions for clarity. I had one. Will Monica go by photon or spectrum? And then another question was, is there a third person creating all this magic, right?
Yeah, because it was orange.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, whose magic is orange?
Any other questions, ladies?
No, honestly, that was the only one I had, which I was surprised at, but I'm kind of happy
Yeah.
because, we're nearing the end here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We
hopefully
only
there
have 2
aren't
episodes
that
left.
many questions.
Oh, there's going to be, girl, please.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying.
I was going through my questions of clarities for the last few episodes, and there are questions we never even got answers to.
I know. We all felt that way, though.
Yeah, there's either going to be a season 2 or they're going to use this whole thing in another series or another movie or something. I think
they said they're not doing a season 2, so this has to integrate elsewhere.
Probably Doctor Strange in the
Mhm.
Multiverse of Madness, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. Alyssa, do you have any questions for clarity?
Nope, that was
Oh.
it.
All right. All right. Good job, ladies.
Good job,
Good
Excellent
job,
work.
Nikki.
Excellent work,
Good
ladies.
job, you.
Only 2 more
All right.
episodes.
2 more episodes. So we will, oh man, 2 more episodes. And
I'm not okay.
we are doing weekly episodes. We're doing 2 a days, 2 a weeks for the next few weeks.
Till we're caught up.
Till we're caught up. Yeah. So like us on what's our socials? Alyssa, this is your deal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Instagram. Instagram, America's Asses, and we have a America's Asses Facebook page. We're on Spotify and YouTube.
Check us
Those are-
out.
Check
Yes.
us out.
Like
Yeah.
us,
Love us. Rate,
follow us.
rate, review, and subscribe, right? Is that what they say? Is that what the
Think
cool
so.
kids are saying these days?
Maybe.
Sure. I don't know.
This
Maybe.
is so awkward. This is so awkward, isn't it? All right. All right. I love you.
Love you.
Love you.
3,000.
I'd have been like,
That's
get the
as bad
fuck
as
away.
Arguing over gravy and sauce
Ah!
and making.
Let me tell you,
freaking out
ladies,
about
I
it.
have dreams. I have dreams of one day us being so successful, we have to have an episode like once a month to answer fan questions. Like I try to think about this and manifest this. And
And they're
that-
going to ask us that question.
they're going to
And
ask
we're
us.
going to say, it's
we're gonna
great.
be like, yes. They're going to say, is it sauce or gravy? And we're all going to, in unison, say gravy.
Gravy.
All right, we have to work on that.
It's like it's picking up a radio signal or something. Like WandaVision.
I know, right?
It's not a ghost or anything, so don't get all scared.
Huh?
It's not a ghost or anything. So don't get
Well,
scared.
her house is haunted.
I wouldn't
so
be
I
afraid
mean,
of a ghost.
Oh, that's right. Your house is haunted.
All right, do you still hear it?
Yeah. You know, it's probably Goomba.
I wish I could hear him.
But Goomba's probably messing with your microphone.
All right, let me plug everything and plug it back in again. I would love to know what the fuck this sounds like.
Like like that.
Get
Yeah.
out of here.
It's
Yeah.
it's stopped now.
It's gone. Yeah. It's good.
That's weird.
That's what I'm saying. It's Goomba. He's messing with you.
Oh my god, that was
By messing with us and not you.
yeah, I know, right? You're
He can't help
it's gotta
himself.
stay in now. It's gotta stay in now. It's gotta stay in.
Oh God.
You're
Sorry.
gonna buy. When's his birthday?
June 28th.
Okay. Oh God, it's like April, May, June. Boom, boom, boom. All right. All right. I'm gonna make a cake to look like a keyboard. I've never done it. I don't know if I can. I'm a terrible speller. And my son's like, Mom, it's called Bahrain. I'm like, I don't know how to spell Bahrain. You're 7. Why do you know how to spell Bahrain? We're playing, I am not joking. We were playing Scrabble Junior and he spells Bahrain.
That's
I don't know what,
awesome.
I don't know.
Dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's awesome, but one can only hope that they are smarter than us. That's what we strive as parents, right?
Absolutely.
To raise
Yep.
children, and thank God they're already smarter than me, but man, it's going to get them punished, their keys taken away. And like
Sass
tomorrow, I told them if they're bad tomorrow, we're not going to Target.
Hey, I'm all for using that as punishment.
Oh yeah, completely.